with the axe. And Rare Leg, if you'd like to take it away, explain a little bit about this.
Yeah, timing starts on selecting hometown name, which can be whatever you want. So we'll do a 3, 2, 1, go countdown.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Long Live the Axe is an indie freeware Metroidvania in a bizarre pixel art world with a whole bunch of funky characters we'll slowly get introduced to. Ukobarrywewa is our runner, and I am Rare Leg doing your commentary. Biggest things to know are your basic movement and then how combat affects movement for the game. So we've got, besides our normal walk, we have a run, we have a roll, we have a jump and a double jump. You have a special jump when you're jumping out of your roll, and you have a triple jump in a Super Mario 64 style after the roll jump. One of the neat things is that Yuko's going to be picking up various weapons throughout the course of the run, like he's just got his rusty sword. Every weapon can be aimed upward, downwards, or neutral, so it has 3 different attack types. And some of the attack types can give height in addition to other special properties. So you're going to see some neat tricks using hovering with the weapons throughout the course of the run.
Yeah, so if you want to just explain how 100% works. Oh, I forgot to.
So for 100%, we'll be collecting all the meat, or all the unique meats in the game. Meat at the top of the screen is the health meter for the character. All suitcases, which allow you to carry multiple items at once. And we're seeing right now, Yuko just used the hover on the sword to clip up over the right side of the screen instead of doing a large wraparound through an extra room. But we'll be collecting all of the meat, all the suitcases, all of the what are called symbols, which are just axes that make your basic attack power higher, as well as friends and power-ups, which give you unique abilities like reducing damage, extra damage when you Goomba stomp opponents, and some other funky things you see along the way. Clearing out all the bosses throughout the process as well.
That was some sloppy movement. There we go.
The game initially didn't have a run, but was added in a later update. The run is activated by continuing to hold the jump or roll button after you come out of the roll. I think if you roll off of an edge, or run off of an edge, it auto rolls, so it makes for some finicky movement, but it really improves the quality of life for the run overall, I think.
Yeah, it can also lead to some accidental deaths, just randomly. There's some weird glitches.
Yeah. It is not an easy run by any stretch. We are playing on easy difficulty. There are 4 difficulties. All runs at this point have been done on easy. The any percent and 100% categories. There's also no damage mode, but there's currently no categories or runs to support that. It's a little bit too easy. We're seeing Yuko is in a danger room right now. There's several of these throughout the game, scattered into regular areas, and then there's unique separate danger rooms, which, thanks to the weapon movement, we're going to have the opportunity to avoid a lot of those fights coming up.
Yeah, you can actually skip this danger room, but the thing is that we need the key, and skipping that danger room is not that much faster regardless.
You'd have to go over it with this regular sword, right?
Yeah, and it takes a long time. It takes a very long time to get over that, but, oh, I'm using a very bad gamepad, that's why it's clicking so much. I'm sorry about that.
Picking up another meat here, this is one of the first discrete danger rooms, and instead of... we do have to fight these opponents because we don't have the right weapons yet, but that is a very quick one. If you
That's
skeletons,
actually the only one that I do in the whole run. All of the other danger rooms I skip with the Holy Sword.
I think Hermit's Promise, right?
Oh,
Hermit's
right,
not
yeah.
skippable because you have to get through the door.
That one's different, yeah.
So you'll see some transparent characters throughout the course of the run. Those are the friends that Yuko's picking up to give some extra powers. In addition to the weapons having unique properties, you'll see hash marks below their names when he's currently got one equipped, and those represent the weapon's durability. So beyond the movement capabilities and the actual damage output, you also have to manage the durability for a given weapon. Yuko's just about to pick up the Holy Sword, which is maybe our best movement weapon for the rest of the run, but you want to be pretty cautious about not accidentally using the durability on an upward hit. So avoiding hitting enemies while using the attacker mobility becomes super important. Throughout the course of the run, Yuko's going to need to be picking up a good amount of money to do some purchases for some extra meats and a couple of keys just to make sure he gets everything. So there'll be some detours for that, and most of the time along the way with these detours, you end up picking up an extra strength symbol or an extra meat, all of which are necessary anyway, but being conscious of your cash total throughout the course of the run becomes super important.
Yeah, the Holy Sword just totally breaks the game, and I love it.
It's fantastic. I was so happy when I figured that out. So that was the Acrobat friend that Yuko just picked up. The Stomp now does active damage to enemies instead of just being an option.
Yeah, and the Rattlesnake is actually the only friend that we're actually going to use throughout the whole run, and only at the very end.
Is Rattlesnake extra damage from
double damage from all weapon attacks, and we only use it against the final boss.
And we're about to enter a boss. We are fighting Tomb Guard. Literally just fighting a giant gravestone that rises out of the water.
Ah, almost got fast Tomb Guard, but no.
Normal Sunday things. Rip to rip. And naturally, we're now inside the body of a
strange blue door.
But yeah, you can get back to where you were before through the belly of the whale. So as you do.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh well. So long as I don't use 2 hits of the Holy Sword, I should be fine.
Here's another danger room. We'll be picking up another piece of meat and avoiding the intended battles. Cleanly getting out of the room without using up any durability. Differences between difficulties in this game. So you start with 5 meat, 5 life on easy, and that's 3 on meat on normal difficulty, 2 on hard, and 1 on cool. The enemy AI also becomes more aggressive on the higher difficulties.
Okay.
Oh, you got that. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Wastes so much time.
Goomba stomping for every single frame for like 4 seconds. I love it. Elder Bat now. This is the
nice.
boss in the any percent round. Ooh, did we get Quick Bat?
I did get Quick Bat.
So sometimes Quick Bat happens. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No idea. Just occasionally when you punch Elder Bat, he dies.
I respect it. It's Elder Bat's day off. He didn't want to be here today.
Right. Ah, okay. So this guy's gonna take a wild kill. Okay. I need to kill all the enemies in this room because there's a gate up at the top.
Yeah, so between any percent and 100%, it's a pretty drastic difference. I think Yuko's got any percent down to 11 minutes-ish.
Something like that.
Correctly.
I don't
so
remember.
About half the length of 100% through the number of power-ups you get to skip. The downside is the final boss is not fun. It just takes forever because you don't have almost any of the strength power-ups. There's another danger room, and we won't be beating this friend, but we do get to make friends with Giant Crabbo here, just long enough to steal their weapon, and then we eat ourselves over the wall and out of the room.
Yeah, this weapon is very powerful. The one that we just stole from the crab.
Yeah, there's a couple of weapons, like when we get to Nameless Fisherman boss fight, that's a great fight with the lamb tooth that we get there as well. This underwater section is not that bad for an underwater section for a platformer. The physics are kind of neat. The movement change that you get from using your weapons is a little bit modified. Yeah, I don't dislike this. picking up another friend here that we would have got if we came into the underwater section from the other way, which we do in any percent when we don't do the bat boss. And actually, we got fished out of the water and we're now on the boat, moving on to the next boss after our short detour. I love that the danger rooms are just suggestions. The next boss, Let's Eat, might be my favorite boss. I just like Let's Eat's personality, but goes down very quickly here. Can be a total bully in any percent, but thanks to the power-ups we've gotten, not too much of a problem here.
Yeah, that's the nail right there. It's a great weapon.
And here's one of the outdoor danger rooms coming up, I believe, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's later. That's the second time we go through docks. Docks are still normal for now. So detour through Melontown. We're going to go pick up one of the power-ups that we won't get to really gain any value of out of the 100% route for the time being, but obviously is necessary, and it's also, I believe, a great spot for farming some money, right?
Yes, it is like 10 times faster than the previous way we farmed money.
You were doing it on the boat before?
Yeah, before we knew that this place existed.
And that's the only asterisk on this game. As much as I love it, is we're not even sure it's 100%. There's no in-game 100% like no percentage receive. So it's 100% probably. I am 99% that this is 100%. But if the developer's watching, or if anybody else ever gets around to it, let us know if we missed something.
Oh boy, this is okay. That was a little awkward.
When in doubt, bounce off bat. Sweet Charity, which allows us to throw gold when we're unequipped, when we have no weapon, and use our cash balance as its weapon. There's another power-up that supplements that later, but we won't be seeing any use out of either of them, unfortunately. And this is where Hugo will be farming gold for a little less than a minute, I believe. And does the game crash or soft lock if you re-collect Sweet Charity?
No, it just wastes time because you have to sit there and watch it again.
Cool. Just avoiding the confirmation mode.
And I think this is... yeah, I don't even need to do this a second time, but whatever. Okay.
Thankfully, we don't have to backtrack all the way. Oh, did you grab the athletic gift there?
What's that?
Did you grab the wall jump in that one?
No, I grab it later because it wastes time in this room.
Oh, you cycle. Gotcha. Another strength power up. And this is what all the farming was for. 2 keys, a piece of meat, and another suitcase. Any percent, you don't collect any suitcases, so that's another reason. Another big difference is that you can't keep holding sword the entire time. Or at least not as easily, because you can never stow it away to switch to an active weapon. Now we're back into blue room.
And remember, you have to always pay respect.
Always respect.
Very important.
And look, you're welcome. It's so polite. Athletic gift is a wall jump. There's a wall jump and a block in the game. Both are completely optional, and a lot of people will never even notice them on their first playthroughs. Here's Ironmine. This is the guy that was bullying us in the church at the beginning of the game. He seems like he'd be the end boss. He's not the end boss. He goes down like a chump if you're doing 100%.
He's much harder in any percent, like all of the bosses.
Yeah, it's a pretty drastic difference, and it makes me want to run higher difficulties and see people doing higher difficulties. I'd love to see hard mode.
I've
hard
tried
mode
insane mode. It's insane.
Cruel, I think I did no damage. I did a run of no damage of Cruel just so that I could do 100%, look for any differences. I found one minor difference, but... yeeting over the wall again. It's the only time you're allowed to yeet. This time around, we get to see the value of weapon hovering. So this is an outdoor danger room, but we can literally just hover over the trigger. It still activates, and then we do a little bit of off-screen running to trigger the next loading zone.
Oh, well, I meant to take damage there, but I didn't. Okay, whatever.
You're too good. You can't take damage even when you try.
And for some reason, rolling makes you fall a lot faster in the water. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I think that was A-Rod that found this. Shout outs to A-Rod and Pash as well, other people that have run or done some science on the game. Here's that other weapon we talked about earlier, by the way, the second Lamb Tooth, and we're going to enter a 2-enemy boss fight, and it's just a joke with this weapon. Boot. And boot. And so the only difference I found through the entire no damage mode Cruel run I did is that if you do this climbing section too slowly, a giant fish monster takes up the bottom of the screen and will catch you and kill you. I've not seen it any other time except when I
it's only on Cruel mode.
I love that as a minor detail. So now we're going back through Melontown. Also, I don't know if you noticed that Docs looked way more aggressive and weird that time around compared to the first time through here. Sometime while we were getting our grudge on green-haired guy, the fish people went to war with the land people, and now we're fighting with everybody. So,
as you do.
We're now that's the ghost of the green-haired guy, the bully, who just gave us, I think it's a power-up that improves the damage when we throw money. Uko picked up a weapon to use it as a projectile earlier. A few of the weapons, it can have a boomerang property, it can throw as a projectile, some of them will cause damage when you use them, but the only necessary instance is 100% is there to hit the enemy on the other side of the danger room walls.
Okay. There we go. Thank you for the dagger.
They may not have mentioned earlier, but I'll say it again just in case. But if you are empty-handed and you Goomba stomp an enemy that is holding a weapon, you take their weapon by default, which is a really nice quality of life feature that comes up useful maybe 2 or 3 times across each run. This is another danger room. You only have to clear off the cloak of the assassin. You don't have to kill the friend underneath.
Oh. Okay. He decided to actually do something.
Oh. AI's getting feisty. This is the necessary danger room, and of course it's the necessary danger room where you have to fight invisible enemies.
Invisible cats.
Invisible cats, I think if you go over the wall with the normal hover there, it just sends you back to where you came from instead of into this room. But we just picked up...
it actually doesn't send you anywhere.
No.
You can't...
oh, really?
Yeah, you just run infinitely if you try to go over that wall to the left.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't know that. There's the door to our next boss, but we're going to do one more detour before that. We've wrapped up a good amount of the collectibles, but not all. But I'd say the majority of collectible stuff is over. Another normal danger room where you can get over the wall quickly and easily. Color puzzle room. Apologies to anybody that's colorblind, but let's see if you can figure out the puzzle if you're not. Red is red. PogChamp.
Yeah, and here, even though the blue bat comes out, because the door opens first, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as long as you're in the right spot, you have just enough time.
No, even if you're not, the blue bat just doesn't ever go in.
Ooh. Oh, interesting. Nothing over there.
Oh boy, this one's actually putting up a fight.
This room's also super obnoxious. So there's a soft walk that can happen there, where if you hit that guy with the shield at the wrong time, he'll never die.
That was actually patched out.
Never die. Oh, they fixed it. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, I just used the Holy Sword. Okay. I did not mean to use the Holy Sword there. Yeah, it's just going to make the final boss take a little bit longer.
You have a few weapons you can pick up along the way, though, if you want.
Yeah, I don't know how... Oh, no, I don't want to go in there.
You could always be flashy and throw gold to finish off Big Bait.
I might do that. Yeah,
actual swag strats. So that was the last shop of the game. You'll see that there was some meat that we didn't stop to buy. They each cost 500, and they're infinite, so we don't consider them as... Like, they replenish themselves consistently, unlike any other collectible in the game, so they're not counted for 100% purposes. This running sequence is just kind of annoying on easy mode. It's definitely a little less fun on higher modes, and shoutouts to Red Tree Ball Enemy. He's the best boy in the game.
And this is the reason I kept the nail this whole time.
Spike Room. Spike Room, or more accurately known as Hell Room, is the worst thing when you're learning to run. It is an exercise in futility, especially on 100% where you have to pick up these extra pieces. Once you get it, you get it for the most part. But
yeah, all of those are one-hit kills. It's terrible.
Oh no.
I always die there.
I think I only have a deathless in my most recent
seriously?
PB.
That's an unusual death for me. I always clench during this room.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you some focus time, sorry.
Okay, there we go.
Alright, cool. Yeah, that room is maybe the thing that made me want to stop running the game before I got through it. Once you get comfortable with it, it really isn't too bad. It's just always easy to make a mistake there. So that's another over-the-wall that gets you, it's basically a wrong warp to an underground thing that you could have accessed during this run to the right anyway. We quickly get into it and out of it to skip running through most of it. We are now on final boss, Big Bait. There's a giant X on his face. I'm going to let you guess where you have to hit it.
Die. I threw money at him.
Yes. Oh, the gold finish. And so that fight took about 10 seconds. I think on any percent it takes over a minute. Or something close to a minute, just because you've only picked up 2 or 3 strength power-ups, you don't have the right weapons.
And here's this final poem.
Yeah. Shoutouts to the hand-headed arbiters watching over us. This is also way more fun since there's a run
and
instead of just
time.
Constantly. GG.
All right. Not exactly my best run, but not bad at all.
Oh, that was nice. GG, Yuko.
All right, and that's that. So, yeah, don't ask to explain the lore of this game. I don't know it. I've never been able to figure it out.
We got revenge on a bully, and while that happened, a war broke out, and then we fought everybody else along the way. And then there was maybe twin clones of the bully?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Probably.
This was another Obscure Speedruns Club entry that got accepted, by the way, so shoutouts to Obscure Speedruns Club. That's a great place to go check out if you're looking for small Metroidvanias and other types of games that haven't gotten a ton of exposure yet. And it's also a good way to connect with people that run this, or Satan Loves Cake that we ran last night, so give that a shout.
All right, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
Thanks for having us.